Synphany Mix.
Check it out, it's your boy Synphany right here on Synphany Mix, my very own podcast, and I got a special guest. It's Good News. What's going on, Miss Good News?
Oh, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
I'm glad that you're having me here.
Yeah, my very first podcast, I had to bring somebody familiar. You know what I mean? Somebody that I work with that knows how hard I work,
Yes.
and that works just as hard
Now that's
for this
great.
music industry.
Yes,
You
we
know?
do. We putting it in. You know what I'm
We do.
saying? We put it in, we put it on, and it's in us, and it's all, you know how we do.
Yeah, so I just basically want to have a conversation about, music industry, radio station. Many of y'all probably know us from WLJZ 107.1 FM, Livingstone College's very own FM radio station. But,
Yes.
I don't think they understand the depths that went in behind the scenes, behind this radio station. So we do interviews with artists. We put it on YouTube.
Yes.
All that stuff. But myself, Synphany,
Yes.
as an audio engineer, I help people get their music clean. I clean up their music and make it radio ready. And we make sure that it sounds good. We mix and master. I do a lot there at the station, just behind the scenes, to help people get their music in.
Right.
A lot of people might not be fortunate of knowing someone that can help them. I might not have all the funds, so I don't
That's
bang you
right.
upside the head.
That's
with
right.
The price.
No, he
I'm
does not.
I'm really fair with the price.
He is. Let me tell them how fair you are,
Thank you.
because this is supposed to be about you, and about the music and how we help. But Synphany, this is his first one, so listen, we're gonna get into it. Synphany Media. Let me tell y'all, he really helps. He almost cheats himself. A lot of times cheats himself when it comes to prices, because you just want to just give, and when you love doing something, you just have that innately a part of you, that part where you just give and give. So you have to understand in business that there comes a time where I need you to give me some money.
I got to
Okay?
charge.
Yes, we have to charge, man, because it's valuable what you're giving out, and you don't want to give things of value for free all the time.
Right.
So
I understand that, but
he's a generous man. He's a generous man.
I just want to help people and actually get people, to a certain place. Now, I can remember back in my grinding days when I was literally in the studio 24/7 working hard, and I'm like, if I just tapped in one person at a radio station to listen to my music, they would love it.
That's
they
right.
They would love my music, and it would go from there. But it was hard, and it's crazy because I'm from Tennessee. I'm born and raised Johnson City, Tennessee.
Y'all hear him?
In Tennessee, what I literally was doing music, I was listening to Power 98 here in North Carolina. And so I can remember when that North Carolina, Petey Pablo came out, I'm like, oh, I need to go to North Carolina. They about to be on. Like,
Y'all hear that right? Y'all hear that right? You know what it is.
Look,
North
this has never
Carolina.
before been told to a lot of people. So, I'm like, dang, North Carolina really doing some stuff. Like, little did I know later on in life, I would be here in North Carolina running a radio station, being a multimedia director at Livingstone College, HBCU, here in Salisbury. So, whatever,
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. So
here
where
nor
is
there.
it? It's everywhere. It is everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah, you be grinding.
Man, it's a long road. But all I needed was just that one connection. And so now I am that connection. I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
just reach out to everybody that with their hand now I be trying.
Yeah.
Now some people, I get a lot of, people that ain't got their stuff together. I can't help it.
And we can't. This the thing is, like, because we talking. You know what I'm saying? This how we talk. Okay. you can't help everybody. You can't. And you want to naturally, if you have a good heart, you want to just bring everybody along, and you want to try to convey to them, like, listen, this is what I see. Don't you understand? Can you feel it? Everybody ain't gonna feel it.
No.
Everybody's not gonna see it, and it's not all the time because people being mean or they don't want to. Some people honestly want to, but what's for you is for you.
Yeah.
And in the sense of whatever God has for you, you may be the only one that can see it and think about it clearly in order to, execute.
Right, yeah, no,
and so, I mean, I'm glad you came to Salisbury and, planted your feet here at Livingstone College, because again, we all play a major part in connecting the pieces. And so with my story personally, I know that me and you had connected.
Yeah.
before I even came to the radio station. Like what was we doing at the thing at North Rowan?
Yeah, North Rowan.
And it was job day or whatever they call it. You know, the job fair type thing they do for the students. But we was out there. You was there as a multimedia director. The radio station.
Suit though. What?
In the suit, boy. He had the tan suit on. Okay. He had the tan suit on, and he had his it was the radio personality that was here before me, and y'all were there, and I was there, and I was at the time working with WDRB Media. WDRB Media. I was been in it for a couple of months or whatnot, and I was talking to you, and me and you got the beaming off of each other like, yo, I want to be at the radio. And you was like, I'm trying to get to the IR radio. You know, we trying to, hey, what's up? And then, you know, years after, Timothy, which is a long story. I'm not gonna get into my story because that's my story. But shout out to Timothy Witcher. He actually put me on to connect me with you. So the thing is, even if you're not the outlet, you may be, it may be an extension cord, and you may be the out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, but he is the plug when it comes to Livingstone College. If you want to get here, if you want, I mean, we can go down the list as far as artists. Bring a Little John 4K. Shout out to her. Social Currency. When I tell you, this man rocks with Social Currency. He rocks with them. Okay,
I try.
He does. And let's see, what else can we say? King Carter, Dr. King Carter.
Dr. King Carter. I will tell you a funny story. So here recently, you know, I was talking to the president, and I was like, hey, you know, I think we should bring King Carter. And he said, excuse me? That's Dr. King Carter. He has received a degree from here, a doctorate degree from Livingstone College. I said, oh, you are correct. I apologize. And he made sure that I address him as Dr. King Carter from here on out, which I love it. I love it. But King Carter was one of the first people I was sending beats to when I moved here to North Carolina.
Wow.
Literally the first person. Like, I was like, hey man, check out. And me and him was talking back and forth. You know, nothing really came about it then. But it's crazy because years later I'm running a radio station and we connect, and I'm like, wait, are you the one they talk about rocking with the baby and, you know, all this, South Coast Music Group? And then, you know, of course, I progressed all that into getting him, you know, his honorary doctorate degree here.
Say it again. Don't say it modestly. Say it again. You did what? What you do? Say it again. Say it again.
You know, I helped facilitate him getting the honorary doctorate degree here at Livingstone College. He was our commencement speaker.
That's it.
At graduation.
And listen, let me tell y'all something, because I will say this. There's a fine line between being cocky and being confident. Because the thing is, we have to really know who we are, whose we are, and the things that God has graced us to do. There's things that you are graced to do that nobody else is going to be able to do, and I can't be apologetic for that.
Right.
Because, you know, I'm not apologetic that I touch people's souls and people fall in love with this personality. I can't even teach you that. Because to be honest, I sometimes don't even know where it comes from. I be like, that was God, okay? Like, you have that same thing, like connecting and just sitting down talking, and these ideas start flowing out your mouth. You be like, doing it, you know. But anyway, I'm just letting you know.
I try. Thank you very much. You know, I try to be humble. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I just fly by the seat of my pants. Hold on. Sometimes, because I mean, stuff just be happening. Like, wow.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, between Synphany Media, my business, and school, being the multimedia director, things are just coming and going. You know, so there's a lot of people I want to say, you know, thank you to. Definitely one of them. You Miss Good News, you help, you know, bring my dream for this radio station to realization. Like, you really do. And I know that I'm also, you know, the multimedia director, so it's hard for me just to stick with just the radio. But I know when I leave it in good hands.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So when you on the air and you do it, I'll be at home or I'll be in my car just listening. Like, yeah, she's doing it. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly how I needed it to sound.
See, you sit here and you give that information and you help, you train, you teach, you hear, and then I want to commend you Because let me tell y'all something. When I first got here, I'm going on 2 years now.
Yeah.
This man right here was not trying to he wasn't trying to be around no microphone. He was like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm not finna, nope, I don't want to, nope, I'll just do the wires. No. No.
That was my excuse for everything. I'm going
to do the wires. I'm going to do the now this man got a whole podcast.
I know, right?
Which he needs. Because he has a lot of information inside of him. Like, you have a lot in you. And you know, and I will say this. I can say this because I know him. Y'all may think he don't talk a lot. But this man right here, boy.
I talk a lot.
But there's so much in him. Like, it's like, I got to get it out.
I pick and choose the people that I talk to. So when I do talk to you, it's coming out.
That's it. Like, listen, we be binging off each other, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we work together.
Okay.
How do you manage to work with a person? Because I would say that you have a big personality, even though it's kind of modest or a little bit shadowed because of the work you do behind the scenes. I would say you have a big personality. So how would you say it is that you be able to work with me? Like, how do we coexist?
I think the easiest way for me to work with you is let you be you. That's the easiest way, because you have a personality. Like, I love it. The energy's high. I could be like, today's just one of those days, but as soon as you get going, I'm over here dancing, and you know what I mean? Like, the music's already like playing, so it just feeds into it. But I think just letting you be you, like letting this good news bring the good news, because every day is different.
Yeah.
And that's why I love my job here at Livingstone College, because every day is different.
Every day.
And so, you know, you come in and you got stories for your weekend, and I got stories for my weekend, and we just share, and then it relates and it bleeds over into the radio and what we talk about on the radio. You know, you know, incidents happen. People get smacked at the Grammys, and you know things happen
at
the Oscars. Excuse me, at the Oscars. Don't let nothing happen at the Grammys.
Please, we take a moment of silence for that. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, just letting you be you. Come in and you talk, and just let you be you, because you got it.
And I said that just to bring up the fact that he looking at me, y'all, kind of sideways.
No, it's okay.
I always have my phones on the thing, but no, I brought that up too, just to say, like, I'm glad that you said that. Let people be themselves, and when Synphany is able to be himself and be creative, and to be able to trust working in the environment that he's in. He is a really comical person. Like, when I tell you, like, y'all make sure y'all check him out on TikTok, all of that good stuff. When I tell you fun and funny, let people be themselves so that you can allow them to give their very best. And I feel like that's what we have here at WLJZ.
Yeah.
A shout out to Prez too, because he's not here. He the daddy of the bunch. That's why he don't be fooling about shenanigans sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
He be like looking at us. We be talking and stuff. Like, we be like, yeah, we're gonna do we talk about 5 different things in a matter of about 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and he like, you still didn't answer the question. What day is the event?
What are we supposed to be doing now? What are we supposed to be doing? But it's so much fun.
Shout out, Brad. Listen, there's a couple of people I want to thank. I want to thank Livingstone College. I want to thank Dr. Jenkins, our president. Oh, man.
Yes.
When I came to start working for the president's office, it changed my life. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I mean, literally, my life changed when I started working here at Livingstone.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a couple of people I got to give credit to. Troy Savage, my boy, Troy Savage, man. He walked me in as his assistant, you know, almost 11 years ago. I started, almost 11 years ago. But then, you know, I was scared to take that next step to go to another department, and he pushed me out the nest. He said, you got to go.
He said, get out of here, Eagle.
You're bigger than this, because I still would have been just very comfortable with all this knowledge and technology inside of the mailroom. I was prepared just to build an empire in the mailroom. No, you need to go. And, you know, here I am now working in the president's office, being the multimedia director here at Livingstone College, running a radio station. And I feel like I can spread my wings here.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank, you know, Dr. Alexander, Ms. Harrington, you know, all the people here that I work with. We are here in Livingstone College's podcast Café.
Yay, we are.
You know, probably going to just, you know, put the link down below if you want to see that video. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
is that how they do it?
Yeah, put the link below.
So
y'all make sure
for
y'all
those on YouTube, you know, link below. Those who listening on the podcast, you know, it'll be a link somewhere. On description. But we here at the Livingstone College Podcast Cafe, something that was a dream of mine, building, and it just worked out. And those are examples of things that I was allowed to do here at Livingstone College because it was in my head. I got to get it out, and it just works with people. And, Home Depot gave us some money, some
shout out
money,
to that,
all that stuff. So
retool the school.
Yeah, we was able to build this with Dr. Lewis and Anthony Brown and all those.
It was so many helping hands. Yeah,
all the volunteers. Terry Brown, that guy.
Don't let him be modest. Don't let him be modest. Now, when he says, I just had an idea in my head, y'all make sure. Now, Symphony, make sure you put the link where you gave your speech when they did the grand opening, because sometimes you have to push people. Again, you have to push people. Look, go ahead and share that. It's okay. It's okay to give yourself a little clap in the head, then let people do it. Let people do it for you by just showing them, listen, this is what it is,
Hey, listen, that's just step one. We got plenty more steps to go. We're talking with entertainment lawyers and such, and you got some big things in the works. But I just wanted to bring you in and just have a conversation. So thank you very much for coming on my very first podcast, Symphony Mix.
Yes.
Symphony Mix, we definitely just talk about random things. So don't be surprised if I have my pastor here next, or the worship leader, or, we got a rapper in here. Just don't be surprised. You never know what you're going to get,
Yeah, because this community, man, we work with the community. We work with everybody. Yeah. And think about, what I'm saying? I don't know what your faith is. I'm not trying to push nothing on you, but it's for me. Jesus was amongst them all. He was separated by his character, and people knew him by his character and his works, but he was in the midst of them all, because how can you help anybody if you're not even around them? So I'm so grateful that you do have so many different varieties of people in your presence, and I thank you. And shout out to Synphany Media Mix, and shout out to Synphany Media, because they put it on for the city. But I'm trying to
do it. All right, man. We gonna get out of here. Shout out Cool Man, the greats. Let's go.